Set it. Pull it down and back. I'll tell you.
No, tell me about that.
Okay.
You ready for me? Well, that's amazing. I didn't even have to say anything and you all got quiet. Come back tomorrow at 10 a.m. and help me out, all right? Good evening.
Good evening.
I am the Reverend Chris Exley. I am the rector here at All Hallows, and I am so thankful that you are all here to hear this amazing music. Our partnership with Curtis has now entered our 3rd year. Just for a bit of background, these buildings were paid for by the Curtis family. Cyrus Curtis was one of the original members of our parish. And so we are thankful to be able to live out his legacy, especially in this 100th year of Curtis Institute of Music. So we are thrilled to be able to present this to you tonight. This is the 3rd concert in our season. After this, we will be back again in January. So you haven't missed all of them. We have 4 or 5 more coming in January. Check our website and you'll be able to sign up for tickets. Mary Louise Curtis, who founded Curtis Institute of Music, was the daughter of Cyrus Curtis. He was a publishing magnate, Ladies' Home Journal, Saturday Evening Post, one of the top 10 wealthiest people in the United States at one point. But he also did wonderful philanthropy, and we are thrilled that you're here to hear his legacy continue. I would like to welcome the Optimist Club here tonight. They're sitting in these 2 rows. They came this evening to do some service work, and they're staying for the concert, and so welcome. We're so thankful to have you here. Many of you have already contributed. You saw the big jar in the back. We are able to put on these concerts and bring this incredible, talented student body from Curtis because of your generous donations. We can't make it happen without you. All the money that is given goes directly to supporting our music ministry with Curtis at All Hallows. So please give generously. If you didn't bring money, you can do it with a QR code on your phone if you're fancy like that. And there is, just in case you were worried, there is no limit as to how much you can give. I do want to make sure that you are all pulling out your cell phones right now and muting them. The last thing we want to do is interrupt world-class musicians with our ringtones, with our text messages. If you have the ability to turn them off completely, that is the best thing that you can do. You see that there's some cameras going on. We're filming a little bit of a documentary tonight, so just be aware that that is happening. Now I have to ask the person who's in charge if I touched everything that I needed to touch. Oh, I got the thumbs up, because I'm not in charge. I would like to introduce the first group that is coming out this evening. It is a string group, and so I don't have anything other to say than welcome and come on out. This is not intermission. We have a next group coming up, which is a suite for 2 violins and piano in G minor. And while they're coming in to get set up, take your time. I just want to let you know, this is one of the ways that All Hallows putting on these concerts is figuring out a way to bring light and love into this world. And I think we all agree that this world needs more light and more love. And we are thrilled to be able to bring that through these concerts. And my advice is, after you leave here and you've experienced this music and you've experienced what I can only describe as an encounter with the divine, go out and share some light and love in the world. We need to do that. opportunity for a sermon. Just come back tomorrow at 10 and you'll get to hear one. I meant that. We're setting up for our next group, obviously. And a reminder that there is the donation jar in the back and the QR code. You can do that anytime you want. You do it multiple times. As opposed to voting, you can give multiple times. While we're waiting, I do want to make sure that I acknowledge, listed in our program for tonight are all the people from All Hallows that go and make this happen. From working the door to writing up making the program, writing up and researching all of the composers and the music, to our stage manager. The list is in the bulletin, that's tomorrow is the bulletin. In the program. The list is in the program. And I would like us all to acknowledge what a wonderful job they do. Thank you. You're not going to make them tap dance, I hope, while we wait. After this next group, there will be an intermission, about 15 minutes. So we're good.
cloister in the parish house across the driveway. Well, they decided to skip the
Somebody needs to get those musicians involved.
For young?
So I will invite you while we are in your intermission.
They're,
if you have questions about the
Curtis
building,
School of
you wanna
Music,
come up and get close to
the
look
Institute
at
of
the
Music is down on Local
sanctuary,
Street.
I invite you to
Tuition's
come
free.
forward.
That's how competitive, so competitive that they.
And it's all like an endowment, whatever.
Yes, yeah, yeah. And so it's 4 years that they go there. So
I know the one, I saw one kid from 2018.
yes, so she must be at graduate school. I mean, I think
So how
she
old are they when they start?
be
I mean, is it
18.
Oh,
after,
so it's after high school.
yeah, but they
It's hard to
depend.
tell how old someone
It
is.
is, I know. Usually when we have just one write-up on one of the
Yeah.
Performers, it's a little different.
Terrific.
I know, they're so young. You just look at
Right,
them.
so they're older than I thought. Some of them.
Yeah.
They look like 16, 17.
They do.
Maybe they're more
They
like
could be.
20.
It could have. They could be 19.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's amazing. I always think it's interesting that, although this one fooled me, that playing the cello, it's usually men, except this one woman was playing the cello.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like how they communicate to one
You see
another.
them looking at each other.
Yes.
Even while they're taking their eyes off the music and just glancing.
Yes.
And for their cues or whatever. You could tell that. It seemed like you could tell. Oh no! It seemed like
Yeah.
they're frank.
Oh, yeah.
Like they must practice like
Oh, I know.
hours.
Every minute,
hours.
yeah. This is off.
Oh,
That wasn't my head. Everybody's.
well, it's just intermission.
Yeah.
We sat down. Oh, sorry. We sat down here, and other people sat down. Like, we didn't. Yeah. Anyway, this is. But it's not always students, right?
Oh, it's always students,
Oh, it is always students.
but it's not, it's usually organ.
Okay. Yeah.
And so the next one, this guy that plays the piano, he's
Yeah, I
from
saw that.
Lafayette.
Somewhere.
Yeah, he's from
Did you?
back.
Yeah, somewhere I saw it right up there.
And he's amazing. I remember when I saw that's a Steinway piano, and so but it's just him, it's moved up. And watching, and I'm in the back, but watching his hands.
Yeah.
I mean, they're all incredible.
Yeah, they're all.
Even
Yeah.
organ students. Alan Morrison is the teacher at Curtis, and he performs. He's performed at Home Gardens, but he's their teacher.
I noticed everyone, when I was reading through the bios, and it said, Joe Smith, a student of, and it always had 2 teachers for everyone.
Yeah, sometimes, it might
Maybe
say
they're
that they're a fellow.
Yeah, fellow.
Yeah, right.
And the people from China and South Dakota
I
and
know.
Korea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These are all
Well, the strings.
yeah, the strings.
Talk about stereotypes, right? But yeah, I thought the same thing.
I know, but you've never heard a guitar with a violin.
Right, I thought, I've never seen a guitarist part of a string like ensemble, and I couldn't see her. The music stand was in a way of where I could see like her finger work.
I know.
but it was.
I thought that's one disadvantage, with all those things. I was trying to figure out what, now I know, what the little black things on the floor were. They're for the iPads, right, to turn.
Well, so yes, but I was watching at least in those the 2 women playing the violin, and she never seemed to. I was watching her foot, so she has it on some speed, and one of those will just slow it down or speed up just in case it's at a sync, like from all the practices they said it.
Yeah.
But I'm sure if like you could make those. So I use the iPad in my band, but I have it set, I just set the speed, and I'm sitting there, if it's a little off, I'll just use my finger. But a couple other people know that do they're more serious musicians, they might do open mics and things like that. He has a pedal that he can just use to advance it. But they have it, so I noticed to me, they weren't usually hitting their foot, so I'm just guessing that in their practices they set it to the speed, but they're there just in case that particular performance is like for some reason they're slower.
So when the organist has done a concert, some of them have paper, but they use it with their eyes. Their eyes can turn.
Well, maybe they were doing, I guess Apple. Well, don't iPhones have something? Yeah, well,
I don't
yeah.
like using the music on the iPad.
No, I mean like this on your.
Oh,
reading
wait, for
stuff.
face recognition.
There's some kind of camera, I think. If you have the camera, like it'll follow, like the cameras they can hang, like security cameras, they can follow it. Somewhere I heard about face. Maybe it's somewhere, I don't know. It's great though.
I've been here for very many, a lot of years. Very talented.
Can't imagine.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the ones don't
they're all
really do
different.
anything.
Right, they're all different. So this is not anywhere like this. But when I was a young teenager, I went to summer camp and there was a music camp. And I played the saxophone and somehow I heard about this camp and went up there with me. But there were some other people, and I played in the jazz band, whatever, and I played baseball and stuff. But there were some people there that were serious, especially the counselors, and one guy was a cellist like that. And it's the first time I'd seen anybody really going like this, and I'm like, whoa, he's really in. You know, because I had never seen that in my school. But yeah, I guess everybody's just, I'm guessing they're just going with whatever flows for them, you know? Yeah, I know.
Costs a lot of money.
It's on, yeah. Anyway, yeah, they're all different. And you can see them glancing at each other too. So like, few are just, they're friends and they're just like, flirting with them. Cold? Oh, it's a bathroom you have to walk across.
Yeah, you have to walk through it outside.
You won't want to change those light bulbs up there.
A big.
Sure they have a way to dust the ceiling, paint the ceiling. Great. And it seems to me the acoustics are good, but I'm no expert. I mean, the sound sounds really good for me. It's not like echoing or something. I did notice as we got closer to here, there's still a lot of political signs, Democratic political. Where we are, or in our immediate area, the only signs I see up are, I don't even want to say his name, the other guy, you know, and several of those. When people's houses, I'm not talking about the ones along the public streets, but still.
Either way, take them back.
Yeah. There was something in the Inquirer where you could take those to recycle, or there was a list of a whole bunch of places like Targets, and then certain townships. Well, maybe it was Acme, yeah, Acme, and then certain townships, like could be this, you know, the township building, and they listed a bunch of them headed by county.
Too late now, it's in mine now.
Yeah.
Well, the paper one I recycled, but I didn't know that the plastic ones were.
It's okay.
But she keeps the frame. We've used Elaine has used the frames. I might have mentioned before. When we had Winnie.
The metal thing.
The metal thing.
Supporting the plants.
Yeah. And she made a frame for the dog to sleep under, like we put an old sleeping bag, like a lean-to.
I sort of put them
And it was over her
together
bed.
with duct tape to hold.
So we haven't tried that yet for Kelsey because it hasn't been cold. Yeah. Right to our neighbor across the street, and he's a cop in Springfield, down here. And he just, shortly after we put up our signs for the president, he put up a support your local police sign, which is, you know, but I was surprised he put it way back by like on the front lawn, but right back by the door. And, you know, and they're like, which is, yeah, but they wanted to.
Kids play in the middle of the yard and stuff. So.
That's true. That could be that's a good point. Yeah, they have 3 kids and they're often out front. The one boy, or his son might be like 5.
5 is fine.
And he's always they have a couple of different play toy lawnmowers.
Of course, have the bubbles come out.
But so even without the bubble, he's like, he and then the little sister, like 3, Willow, 4. And they're out there, even today. They're out there just going, just going back and forth the lawnmower. So someday he'll cut our lawn when we're 2 people are doing it. You know. Yeah, back. I mean, all the time. Yeah, I guess.
I remember Cole had one.
Did he? Yeah.
They don't have watch TV. They don't have TV.
And they have a German Shepherd and an electric invisible fence on the front lawn. And I was scared of that dog first because I was just scared of German Shepherds, but it's a nice dog. And when he barks, like sometimes you see people walking up the street. Well, you know, we have sidewalks and walk, and if they don't know that there's a fence, you can't tell. But and he did bite the mailman. So we're the neighborhood where the mailman still comes to the front door and puts them in. So, and the same guy, he's been doing it for years. And just recently, a week.
We had Winnie actually went down to the substitute mail, and she actually didn't bite him, but barked like real close to us. So then we had to put our mail box down by the end of the driveway. So the other day he was.
With this one,
I'm sorry, it's okay.
there were families outside. They often stayed in the front playing, and the little girl had to go in to go to the bathroom. When she came out, she accidentally let the dog out, and the mailman came and he bit him and drew blood. And so now they put in a mailbox down at this curve.
Well, I guess.
Yeah.
So, do you think those other people work?
Which old people?
I said the other people.
Oh.
They went to the restaurant.
Sorry. I we thought the same thing at the James Taylor tribute thing. Most of the people were old, gray-haired, or there wasn't a lot of young people there. I like your jacket better. It'll be too difficult, I get it. No, this is great. Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Are we allowed to take a picture of the front?
Of course. You okay?
Yeah, I hope I didn't do any harm.
No, not yet. One more. We're still waiting for a couple of people to come back over. I do want to remind you that just because the music finishes at the end of our next group does not mean the evening's over. We are going to have a conversation with them. And so we are going to be able to ask some questions. And, if you're familiar with talkbacks, we're going to have a talkback. So please stay around. Don't just rush out the door. Stay around and listen to these wonderfully talented musicians and be ready to ask them questions. I know that they probably have some classmates that are out here. They are prohibited from asking questions. I think all right. Our next group is the brass. You're going to knock your socks off. So, again, stay after for the conversation with the musicians. And please, let's give them all a big round of applause. musicians that are still here, they did tell you there was a talk back afterward, right? Well, I need some volunteers then to come up from those groups. You got them? Okay. Well, we're going to go ahead and get started. We usually have Kathleen from Settlement Music School that comes here and leads these. She's a musician. I am not. Although I know musicians. So the first question that I'm going to ask, first of all, thank you again. What a marvelous evening. Who has a job or a gig lined up for the holiday season? Are you all booked already? How many messiahs are you planning? Are any of you? No? I thought you were all booked by now. So I'll ask this to any of you, and any of you can take this from you. Can you describe a day in the life of a Curtis student? Who would like to do that?
Hi, my name is Maya. I was in the Tchaikovsky second violinist. So what is the day in the life of a Curtis student? Well, I've been at Curtis for 7 years now, and I think every year is different. Like the first 2 years are probably the busiest, and I remember having like 2 keyboard classes and a solfege class and a theory class and a music history class. It's like just classes all day long, and it's like there's really not a lot of time to practice. I'm sure you guys would agree with that. But then in like your 3rd and 4th year, it's a little more chill. And I'm in my master's now, which is even more chill. But so for me right now, it's not super busy with classes, but I've been doing a lot more of performing and like traveling for concerts. So it's been fun to transition more into like having more professional gigs and concerts and focusing more on the playing aspect. But the first few years are definitely super, super full and packed with like tons of classes. And, you know, we all have orchestra pretty often, and we're all in multiple different chamber music groups, so it's pretty busy.
So you mentioned having to take keyboard classes. Is that the equivalent for somebody going to a 4-year college or the first year having to take English? You know, they have to get their gen eds out of the way. Is that what that is? If you were given as you said, you probably don't get a lot of time, although you may have more now. When you get a chance to go see musicians, what are you looking for when you go out to just watch somebody and enjoy it? Or do you not get the sense of being able to enjoy a concert because you're looking at technically what are they doing? So I know there's a lot in that question. Who would like to unpack that?
Hi, my name is Romain. I am the cellist that was in the first ensemble, / the castanets player for whoever was wondering. I'm the mystery man, if you couldn't figure it out. I was kind of hiding that there. So the question was, like, are we able to still enjoy, music from concerts with us being artists? I have to say, sometimes, I mean, it's not for everything, but especially being a string player, and especially if I know the music that's going to be played, I do look out for spots that I know are difficult. And I will be like, oh, it's like if that spot is coming, like good luck to them. If they mess it up, it's like, oh, well, I've been there. So I mean, it honestly, in a way, it makes me feel better about myself. People mess up, but it's like, for example, the last piece with you, I mean, the roster, I don't know this type of music, and I don't know brass playing. I'm not as familiar with it, even though my dad's a tuba player. But I mean, but I was just there sitting and listening and just genuinely enjoying it because I don't know the music and I don't know what to, look at in this piece. So I guess it depends what the music is and who's playing. That's my short answer.
Thank you. So there's probably a repertoire for each of your instruments that you have to master. I don't know what it's called, but the basic stuff. You have to do this. And is it all in a specific genre? Classical, romantic, all those different things, or do they try to spread those out across different types of music? Your turn.
All right. My name is Noah. My name is Noah. I am a first-year trumpet player. I think what you're referring to, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm actually pretty new to classical music as a whole. It's excerpts, what kind of excerpts we have to learn. It's usually out of orchestral repertoire from any period. For the trumpet, it's more about demonstrating different aspects of your playing than anything else. It's so that a audition committee, if you're auditioning for a job, can hear all these different types of playing that you have to do. There's fanfares and signals on the trumpet. It's it's what the instrument is made to do. So obviously we have to be able to do that. There's tons of excerpts for that. There's excerpts for loud playing, a ton for soft playing, because it's really hard to play soft on a trumpet. In general, it's all over different time periods, different types of playing.
So you're on for this one. Well, and this what is it about your instrument that lit a passion in you that said, I gotta do this? It's non-negotiable. This is who I am and this is what I do.
Hi.
No pressure.
Hi, my name is Gian. I've been here for 9 years. Yeah. And I think to me violin is like part of my family to me. And then it's if I don't have violin, it is not me to me. It's I started playing when I was 2, I think. So, and it's because of my mom at the time. After time, I started enjoy after I came to Curtis. I met such a great teacher and great violin player, other player too. So I think it's part of my life, and it's kind of best friend to me.
I'm going to open it up for about 3 or 4 questions from the congregation, from the audience. Sorry. You could all be part of the congregation.
So my question is about the kinds of trumpets that we saw tonight.
Alright. So in the first piece, the POULENC Sonata, this is a trumpet in the key of C. I don't know if there's also there's bigger trumpets that play lower pitches naturally. There's a B flat trumpet, there's higher, there's E flat, whatever, piccolo, that one's really small. This, get it up, is a flugelhorn. I was right. Yes. It kind of sits in sound between the French horn and the trumpet. French horn, what Miss Christine when she was playing. And that's it. It's a rounder sounding trumpet. It blends much better with the ensemble, the instrumentation I was playing with.
Like Neil Donahue, or whatever his name is. Neil Donahue.
This question is for the cellist. One of the parts that you played exquisitely high, and your fingers were all the way down at the bottom. And tell us about what it takes to get that sound. It didn't sound squeaky. It was just exquisitely high. And I was looking at the violins, and I went, wait a minute, the cello is playing those high notes. Tell us more.
So when you heard my stuff all the way up here, that was actually mostly what you would call natural harmonics, which is a technique on the cello where you can make a sound, you can make a note, but you don't have to press your left hand finger all the way down. And that creates a very pure, undisturbed sound that and it rings a lot because it's part of the natural tone series of the instrument. So that's probably what you heard, I think, most likely, because I was like, oh, there's nothing else that I would have been playing up there. And it's a very flashy technique. And I mean, the BOCCHERINI, who was the composer of the first piece, he himself was a virtuoso cellist. And he really liked to incorporate flashy stuff for the cello because, being a cellist, he liked to show off. Let's just say that. So that's basically what it is.
So playwright writing his own part?
Yeah.
Any other questions? One in the back? You guys like to do
This is for John. I noticed that you and your other violin partner, you were standing, whereas everyone else was sitting. Was there any particular reason why you would stand?
You check how many steps I've got today.
I think the main reason is we don't have like viola player or cello player like other quartet group, and then to violin player is much easier to play with stand up, than sit down, which we can move more, so we can produce sound more and we can project more.
Because music comes from the whole body, right? And it makes it easier to be into the music. We'll let you off the hook there. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you all for coming. Be safe getting home.